Hello and welcome to another Tech Articles. In today's article, I want to link Pushover to my SureCart store via Flowmattic to issue us a notification whenever an order is made. And a Pushover integration isn't a native Flowmattic integration, but I have created a small code snippet that only requires your user key and your API token to work. And you get those from your Pushover account here. So this is where your user key will be. Obviously you can't see mine, and that's because I don't want all your Pushover notifications sent to me. And your next option, then you need a application. So what I'm going to do here is, you see this application here, Pushover demo. I'm actually going to delete icon, delete application. Okay, so we've deleted our application and that's been successfully deleted, so we don't have that one anymore. I'm going to create a new application here. I'm going to call this Pushover Demo 2, and I'm going to check to say I agree. And I don't need to put a description or a URL. This isn't going to be public facing. This is only going to serve me. I'm going to create that application, and this key here is your second key that you need. So if we head over to our GIST, I'll talk you through where these go. So your user key, which is the one from your primary account, which I've blurred out, this one here. And the API token here is actually from the app token, which is this one here. And this one you will be able to see, so you can see what the boxes look like and what the API tokens look like, because I would have deleted it by the time this video is released. And they go into your snippet here, hard coded into the base. And then all I've done is put that into Fluent snippets here and activated it, and it is done. And then all we need to know for how we're going to activate this snippet later is it's called contact pushover, and it takes a message title and the optional URL title. And we aren't going to use URL title in my example, but we are going to use message title and URL. So the next thing I'm going to do is head over to Flowmattic and my workflow. Now, obviously in Flowmattic, you find your workflow by going down here, but I already have it open. So this is the workflow, and I've already created the bones of our workflow here to make this video a little bit faster. And I'm not going to initially capture data here. I will do a test purchase on the back end to test it works at the end, but you will have to do that purchase at the beginning as well as at the end to capture your data, but I've already done that for speed. So the first thing we need to do on our workflow is to generate an API token, and I've selected SureCart as the chosen application. I want the trigger to happen when the purchase is created. It requires an API token for connection, and I'm going to generate a new one here. And again, I'm going to delete this one here so that it's relatively tidy, and I'm going to generate a new API token for Flowmattic demo. I'm going to create that, and you'll see we've given an API token here, which I'm going to copy, and I'm going to head back to our workflow and paste this in this box. Now I need to connect that to SureCart, and that is successful, and I'm going to save this workflow so that is all saved. Now in your case, you will need to push this button here to capture a response, and then you'll get your primary data. But I needed to do that beforehand because I didn't want to spend a large amount of time here looking for the variables I wanted, and I wanted to be able to not make you watch me sift through all of these, trying to work out the little bits and pieces I wanted. So in my example here, we are just going to send a very simple response, and what we need out for most of that data is within this here, the checkout line item data. And obviously this is a JSON response within the JSON response. So I need to decode that back into individual variables so that I can pick them out. So all I've done in Flowmattic is putting in a PHP array to extract JSON data, selecting those line items, and I've sent it through, and now I've got my individual line items, and I'm going to want certain amounts from here, which is full amount, discount amount, and there is one here in here that says total amount, which is basically what they paid. So they're the three variables I want, and they are now available to me on an individual line basis. And I'm not going to show you how to put PHP. Actually, I will. I'm just going to remove this line here because I was using that in testing, and that's going to be our final message. So I'm just this is how you select your variables. So from the PHP array, if we find one that are the ones I mentioned, so in this case it would be price amount, and there we go. There's one we could have used, and that's how you add a variable in. But I've already done that for speed. So we've got full amount, discount amount, and total amount. I've got a title that says awesome another sale, and I'm going to just change this to say on demo store. The URL is the SureCart PDF URL that is up here in our data here. There is SureCart PDF URL here. So that is the data we're sending, and that will go through that PHP function that we showed you earlier that have been put into the snippets. Obviously, I can't show you those because they contain my data and they're a little bit harder to trim out of all the times of scrolling up and down. So that's why I've done it via the gist and pushover menu, which is easier to blur out than the actual PHP. So we're sending those as individual variables, and they are message, title, and URL. And that will send our response. So the first thing I'm going to do here is save this workflow and create a new invoice, same as this one, for a different order number. Add new invoice, and we were going to add a product, and we're going to add that digital item. In fact, no, we'll do the name your own price item this time, and we'll set the demi account, and we'll fill the customer address. We'll confirm that's what we want to do. We'll add a count, get free stuff. We'll apply that coupon, and this is just to ignore the checkout process. So it's a name your own price, and actually I'm going to name my own price of $14.99. So I'm going to push create invoice, and I'm not going to send an invoice. I'm creating the invoice, and our order is now being processed by SureCart. It should have triggered by now, and we should get a notification telling us that we've paid, add a new order from our demo store for $14.99 with a $14.99 discount, and the amount paid was $0. And that is how, using Flowmattic, you connect your store to Pushover. I hope this video has been useful. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to the channel to see more videos. I plan on a fair few videos for SureCart over the next few weeks. Flowmattic 5 is also due out, and when Flowmattic 5 comes out, I'm sure there will be a whole plethora of new videos on Flowmattic, and I plan on taking a look at some of the purchases that I've made over Black Friday and showing you how those tools all integrate. Thanks for watching.